Campbell, Tata nZambi, Yamazulu. I'm back with another teaching, and I know there's been many people that have been doing many things. I'm going to reveal something today that the Mwanda keeps pushing me for as I'm looking on social media and I'm seeing what's going on now. As I see the agenda of the beast that continues to deceive people, even this awakening that's going on. And I know our sister said the Bantu awakening I was talking to had to be the last for a reason, but I'm going to go into how the dragon, like I said, he always knew this day would come, and I'm going to give you what's going on as to why a certain Nabi was kept from the knowledge of in Christianity for a reason, and for others as well. And the reason why so many people think that Kemet or Kemetism is the origins of civilization and religion, when they don't realize it's all plagiarized from the righteous scribe before the days of Noka. I talked about the Book of the Giants, but let me get the song going and then we'll get into it. Welcome once again, family Yenge. Yenge, Yenge, Yenge. Campbell. Hallelujah. Bayete, and Kosi. Hallelujah. I'm excited today because we are getting closer. We are getting closer. And now comes the dreaded parts where he said you do not wish for the time, but we know as Banabetu, the time is getting closer because of the distress of nations. I want to bid you once again, welcome to all of you who have come to this channel. Yenge. Away Nusiemi, Kambotikeno, Assalamu Maleki Kongo. For those of you who have returned to Tata nZambi and Pungu Tulendo, Kongo Yave, those who don't know what I'm talking about, Tata nZambi and Pungu is the God of the creation of heaven and earth, of the heavens and the earth and Toto and the realms, and the many things that have been distorted. Okay. There's no other God above Tata nZambi and Pungu Tulendo, Yahweh, Kongo, Sonini Nanini, Somangla. There's no other creator but him. And for those who are coming into this awakening and learning Bantu spirituality, I caution you that not everybody is on the same page with the Most High. Not everybody comes from Tata nZambi. And I'm going to show you today the real reason, the correct reason why the book of Hanok, as he called, Enoch was removed and not allowed to be seen by anyone until these recent last years. And I'm going to explain, this is what Kimbangu, Yaya Kimbangu, Simon Kimbangu, the prophet that came to Kampa and Kongo, Mbanza Kongo, and also the following Simon Toku Yaya, the elder, who came to bring the revelations and to rectify many things. And that one of the reasons why their lives were such a threat to the establishment was because they thought this was the coming of Hanok. Because I'm going to tell you, and also the return of Kusua Kongo Yissa'Yah, because the biggest deception that this world has ever known is that many of the teachings that Yissa'Yah, Kongo, Kusua went off of came not just from Mosi, because before Mosi, there was a righteous scribe named Hanok, Enoch. The law that came into Mosi, and this is where you're going to get confused from some people saying, well, Kemet, Egypt, they had the law before Moses and da-da-da-da. Well, that's because the biggest deception that the world's ever known to the deceiver is Kemet got the law from Noka. Noka was his grandfather, who Nsemi, because his father Kama, Ham, transgressed the law and walked, and this is when the problem started. And the curse of Canaan, and then of course Yapeta and the Gog and Magog stuff that would happen later on. Okay, there was a scribe that judged the world at the time of Noka, before the flood, who was Hanok, Enoch. And he judged the giants, he judged the fallen angels, he judged them. That's why in Paola, what Paola is really talking about is what Hanok said. You will judge angels, you will judge people. Many people don't understand that this is why there's only in the book of Yaoundé, Jude, Yissa'Yah's brother, there's only one verse where it says he shall come with his angels of tens and thousands from the book of Hanok, and why it was removed when it was in it was in the canon, the original canon, the original scriptures, the Ethiopian scriptures, Hanok was there. Why did they remove it? Okay, because they wanted to create scriptures that would deceive Banabetu and the world to make it think that the righteous scriptures had come and they were speaking like Hannah. And what they had actually done was take the Banabetu scrolls, merge them with the Ingipiti Dead Scrolls, the book of Ingipiti, of those gods who actually plagiarized Hannah. They didn't originate anything, because the way Chaitani had to pretend to be the Most High was to plagiarize the law, to make you think that he was following the law, statutes, and commandments. So you would worship the dragon and curse yourself and not worship Tata nZambi and Pungu. And this happened many civilizations of the 70 tribes that were scattered from the Tower of Babel all throughout the history. That's why you have so many different versions of the origins of the earth. You have so many different interpretations. And of course, the heathen, they go and they run to and fro to every strange doctrine. This is why they always can be to deceive, even the Catholic interpretation of Bantu scrolls. Even Banabetu in spirituality, who are themselves deceived with many of the original teachings. Like we told you, that's why the nZambi said to check every spirit to see if they come from the Most High, because he shall send these strong delusions. Okay? Before I go any further, okay, I'm going to give all Kembo and Golo to Tata nZambi and Pungu Tulendo, our Kongo Yahweh. We honor Yissa'Yah Kusua Kongo, the Manda Velela. We honor the righteous elders of the Pemba Kalunga, Yenge Keno, to the elders of Pemba Kalunga, Yenge Keno, to the Maleki Kongo, Yenge Keno, to all the righteous of Nzolile, Yenge Keno, to the descendants of all the Mbasi, to down to Adama, Yakongo, Yahweh, Ingeta. I give honor to those who are doing Tata nZambi's work. I have yet to watch the video about how you curse yourself yet by Yaya or others. I'm still going to be watching some other videos. I just haven't had the time, because this is definitely a time that the Most High is being active, extremely active. See, because what you're witnessing, and this is what they're not going to tell you, is because we didn't know that our captivity would coincide with the revelation of the pure scrolls. So I'm going to go to Maleki, which means angel. They say Malachi, but it's Malaki. Verse 3, chapter 3, Malaki. And it says, behold, I will send my messenger, Mbasi, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Mfumu, whom you seek, shall suddenly come to his Itempele, even the messenger of the covenant, whom ye delight, and behold, he shall come, says Tata nZambi of hosts. But who may abide in the day of his coming, and who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire and a fuller's soap. And he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver, and he shall purify the sons of Levi, and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto Tata nZambi an offering in righteousness. Then shall the offering of Yaounde and Salama be pleasant unto Tata nZambi, as in the days of old, as in the former years. Who is the Mbasi that must refine the Levi? First of all, you have to understand that the law of the Most High existed before creation, which was given to Adama, which was then an Awa, who was also supposed to have given to Lilith, but she rejected it. So then she began to transgress. was given to the Maleki Kongo, but then some of them decided that they did not want to abide in the vessel. That was when he said that Adama was given authority over the Malekis. They said, no, we don't agree. And the leader of them, you know who that is. Okay. And they were cast out because you don't tell the Most High, no, we know this. This is what happened. And of course, we know what happened to Adama and Ava. And we know that there was a righteous seed through Seta who would bring forth the law, because the seed of Cain was disgraced. Okay. And there were others mixed in there because there were other sons and daughters of Adama and that's why Seta was Seta's line was set apart. And this is where Hanok would come from. That's right, to Scribe. Hanok, okay, was basically Kusua Kongo in spirit for the days of Noka, Yissa'Yah, you know, who would then come later. This is why people don't understand that many of the things that Kusua Kongo was preaching in his time when he came to teach the people the way of the Most High was based off of what was done with Hanok that he himself was a part of. Okay. This is the reason why this book was removed, because Hanok was the first to say, and I'm going to read it. I'm going to try to get it enlarged. This is supposed to be the Ethiopian version because they did modify. He said, upon their account, I spoke and conversed with him who will go forth from his habitation, the Holy, the Mighty One, the Mfumu of the world, Tata nZambi of the world, who will hereafter tread upon Mount Sinai with his hosts and be manifest in the strength of his power from heaven. He shall be afraid, and the watchers terrified. Great fear and trembling shall seize them up, even to the ends of the earth. The lofty mountains shall be troubled, and the exalted hills depressed, melting like honeycomb in the flame. The earth shall be immersed, and all things which are in it perish, while judgment shall come upon it all, even upon all the righteous. But to them that shall be he give peace, who shall preserve the elect, and towards them exercise clemency. See how it's a little bit different from the other version? Because they're saying that he is going to, clemency basically means he's going to forgive you for those who are the elect, those who are chosen. So he's the one that already specified that there would be a chosen. Then shall all belong to Tata nZambi. Be happy and be beloved and blessed, and the splendor of the Godhead shall illuminate them. Behold, he comes with 10,000 of his saints to execute judgment upon them and destroy the wicked and reprove all the carnal for everything which he has sinfully and godly done and committed against him. So carnality, and I have learned this, is we must not look towards being carnal, but being spiritual. This is why we must reprove the things of this earth. And I can tell you right now, this is why I know that they have done their part to give us this mindset on purpose, because they knew that the elect ones would be the ones that he has to cleanse. Okay, well, who is going to be a part of this is exactly why they didn't tell you about the Gospel of Bartholomew. This is when Kusua Kongo went down and got the keys, Yissa'Yah. And it says right here, and the devil said unto Hades, why affrightest thou, Hades? It is a prophet, and he has made himself like unto Tata nZambi. This prophet will take and bring him hither unto those who think to ascend unto the heavens. And he said, which of these prophets is it? Show me. Is it Enoch, the scribe of righteousness? But Tata nZambi has not suffered him to come down upon the earth before the end of the 6,000 years. Sayest thou that is Elias, the avenger? But before he cometh not down, what shall I do? Whereas the destruction of none, for surely our end is at hand. Boom. Okay. So this is the issue with why the Bantu people, the Black people, were sorely mistreated for generations from the time of the Kingdom of Congo, Congo de Ntotela, where these scrolls existed within us, because Hanok is the one who allows, he is the one that scribes all of the righteous things. That the Most High, the Maleki see him as the righteous scribe. Even, you see, the angels, the watchers, they tremble. The fallen ones, they tremble, okay, because of him. Because they're saying when he comes, it is the end of us. Okay? This is why the intent of the Maleki Shetani and all of them that serve them has been to bring the destruction of the Malawi, the Levites. Because they know and they understand that when Hanok comes, he will purify the gospel that has been tainted, that many people think that they're in the truth. This is why Hanok is not in the Bible, because the Bible is not pure. However, it is plagiarized from the Book of the Dead, which plagiarized Hanok. This is how Shetani pretended to be the Most High, by making people think he was Hanok, that he was the righteous creator, the righteous judge. Because he knew when Hanok comes and Eliah comes, the avenger, okay, it is the end of them. This is why this awakening is shaking the nations, because Tata nZambi is beginning the process of reversing the deception that has been placed upon this world about who the elect are, who will always the elect, and who is not chosen, but has been deceived, okay? The harlot is connected to all of these other gods, because there's only two kingdoms. I've already said this, Tata nZambi and Shetani. So you can only be in one or the other. You can't be in both. The scriptures say that. You must either be in the spirit of the Tata nZambi and Pungu Talendo, or you must be in the spirit of Shetani. This is why all the names have been changed. This is why everything has been removed, why things have been modified, why the language has been tainted, why you have variations of different scriptures. Because the understanding is that nZambi and Pungu Talendo will allow the purification period. This is when Yissa'Yah said in Matthew 24, he said, the gospel, the pure gospel, will be preached to the ends of the earth, and then the end shall come. This is why Shetani and his lying signs and wonders and his deception plagiarized the scrolls of the Banabetu in order to deceive the nations. That those who followed Jesus Christos, which was never the name of the Messiah, or how he was referred to by the people, Jesus, would be the gospel of truth, preached throughout the whole world. And many will come to this and that, okay? Because they knew that this deception must be in place so that many of those who were the elect would fall and not receive the knowledge of the truth because of Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed. This is why many of us continue to fall back into the Ingipity deception, the Kemetic deception, the Canaanite deception, because Hanok is the one they feared. That's why when Kusua Kongo showed up, they were like, wait a minute, this, because he did it in a secretive way, because he had a mission. They didn't realize, no, Hanok was Yissa'Yah. This is why anybody, even like Yissa'Yah, when he came, when he started to purify the scriptures that the Levites had already tainted at this time because of the mixing of different gospels then, that's why he said, you teach the children to go against the law of the Most High. That's why he said, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the scribes. Because why? The only scribe he recognized was Hanok, Enoch. This is what he was purifying. Hey, this is the law. And then, of course, it was given unto Moses. He was purifying what was being tainted. Excuse me. Okay. And now, what the world hasn't realized is the last 2,000 years, it happened again through Revelation 3 and 9. Because they are not the pure Levites. No way. Even Bantu people that have lived in Ethiopia, Africa, have still been living by the tainted versions of the scrolls, of the Tula. That is why to bring Hanok down destroys the strong delusion. And this is what Toko and Kimbango and Padi and Matswa were trying to get the Bantu people to understand. You worship Nimrod because he has plagiarized. He plagiarized through his uncles and his gods the book of Hanok. That's why they took it away. Because if you knew the book of Hanok, then you could not know that this is where they stole it from. But then they made themselves seem like, oh, we're the ones that brought forth, this is where the Bible comes from. No, the Bible is plagiarized Hanok. Teachings of Hanok. And when he was teaching his Bena, Matuzo, and then his Lamek, and then Noka started to preach after the children of Yaled, Jared were deceived by Satan and went and mixed with Cain. This is his, no, this stuff is wrong. You must come back to the purity. That is how they got deceived. This is what happened. And Matuzo executed the judgment. Nobody could kill Matuzo. He was the oldest man alive. And Tata nZambi has done something miraculous with that. People don't even know. Matuzo was feared by the giants, by the fallen angels, because he executed the judgment that Hanok said. You must purify this plan. This is why the Tata nZambi said, go and let them know. We will purify. I am going to purify this. And it started with the plagues that came upon them. What the earth is witnessing now is the repeat that they have hidden under the guise of climate change and, oh yeah, and this and that, and scientific, oh yeah. No, they have deceived humanity because they know now comes the righteous judge who is preparing the way for Tata nZambi and Kusua. That is why Tata nZambi was upset when he said, "Why do you need a king? I am the king of Nzolele." We want to be like the other nations. We always have this problem. Why do we need to be like anybody else? And you have seen what has happened. Anytime we have a king, Bantu people end up in trouble. That has never ended. That's why you say, oh, the Kadian Pemba, the Mundele, oh, they have changed this, they have changed that. Whose fault is that? The Maleki Kongo saying, whose fault is that? Why do you receive strange gods? Has nothing to do with the world, because the Most High said, be not of this world, but in it. But we did not obey. We have never obeyed. That's why he said, our people have to return to the righteous path of the righteous elders, of the righteous descendants. But what did we do? We keep mixing what was not ours with those who did other things they should not do. And that is why now the purification must come, because the whole world is deceived by false doctrines because of what happened with the Kingdom of Congo and because of what Rome has taught the nations and Islam and Judaism and all the other beliefs. They are a plagiarized perversion of what Hanok said when he came and was given. That's why that is the real reason why Tata nZambi took him up to come back when the time comes. Because he knew this was all going to happen. He knew, hey, these people are going to do this stuff. He's looking at the head. I got to make sure I protect and guard the Sambwadi. Okay. Even Maleki Sadeki, Melchizedek, said, the one that guards the Sambwadi. That is why Tata Yissa'Yah said, Yisu said, I am the Mfumu of the Sambwadi, of the Sabbath. Because Hanok was guarding it for him to come and restore and be the promise of Adama. That Tata nZambi would now bring a way back to the Pemba Kalunga for those who walk in spirit and in truth. But even now, there are those who deny and even will say that Kusua Kongo, Yissa'Yah, is mixed with other nations' gods. Because there are those who are Muntu, Bantu people, who have been doing things they should not do for generations. This is why we got kicked out in the first place. Because they always want to go back to Ingipity, where they keep saying, we'd rather be like the heathens and their gods. And you don't even know, even if you call yourself a Muntu Bantu, you still cannot mix the spirituality of these two things. You cannot do Tata nZambi and Mammon. You can't do it. Kusua Kongo did not do that. He knew he may have done things, but he knew not to cross the line. I'm not going against my father. And he was trying to show us this. He may have interacted with the sinners and done the things, but he did not cross the line. He knew the limitations. And this is why he was honored and given the glory of Tata nZambi. But we, the wicked people, the children, he said, we did not. Okay? This is why the significance of our time is we have reached exactly what they have feared, and they have tried to stop it and prevent it and do whatever it can. Don't let the righteous scribe come back. Because or the avenger, Eliah, come back. Because when they are here, it's over for those who have done deceit. Because we cannot bring the righteous offering. This is why we go through the purification even now. The righteous offering cannot be presented before the Most High unless you have been purified from the world and the things of it. The purification is necessary. Okay? This is why we have a spiritual purification. This is why those who don't teach it or those who don't interact with it, they don't know the Most High. They don't know Tata nZambi and Pungu. They don't know the real creator. They don't understand that the righteous scribes' teachings have been plagiarized over the generations. And that is why the knowledge of his scriptures was removed. Because his scriptures expose all the things, even the type of stuff they're teaching about science and everything. Because he saw the way everything worked. He knew how everything goes. He understood the righteous path completely, that the Most High took him up so that he would come back and do it again to prepare us. And see, this is the reason why the world is blinded by the deceivers and their minions. And they know their time is up. That's why they mocked it when they do the clock with the rabbit. Because they sent you down the rabbit hole. A maze of confusion. They put you in the maze of confusion. Chasing your tail like a dog. And you don't even realize that everything that they have done here is a manipulation, a mind manipulation, that you can't tell friend from foe anymore. But you think that you have the truth. But then your pastor will come and tell you, oh no, see, you go, this is witnessed. You cannot walk inside of a church assembly and start talking about Hanok without getting some resistance. No, that is the off limits for every pastor that is under 501c3. That's why people don't even understand that Hanok brings down the Catholic Church. Hanok brings down Islam. Hanok brings down Judaism. Why? Because he is the only scribe that the Pemba Kalunga honors. Because he was the first to do what Tata nZambi told him to do. To judge the angels, to judge the wicked. He had passed the judge. When the Most High said he was going to judge the earth, he had to give it to a human to tell them, you are judged. Hanok was that person. And then tell your son, your grandson, Noka, to prepare for the deluge that's coming. When he sent the 4 holy angels to help execute the judgment, and his son, my son Methuselah, because Methuselah was a righteous pastor, preacher of the true gospel. Okay? This is the reason we live in darkness today, but think we live in the light. Because the watered down scriptures and all of the plagiarism of these fallen false gods will always catch you unawares. Kamata was based off of Hanok, and they know it. Kemet was based off of Hanok, Enoch. Babylon, the same, all of these kingdoms, they plagiarized these scriptures. That's why people say, oh yeah, they had the law in Greece and they had the law in Rome, but it was being transgressed. And it was being used to do the things you should not do against Tata nZambi. And that's why if you continue to think that it's okay, then the Most High will say, okay, I shall send thee a strong delusion for those that want to believe the lie. Go right ahead and think these things, because there are deceivers among you that are looking for profit, that are looking for their own ways of increasing themselves. I'm not speaking to anybody in particular. No, not one person. I'm not attacking anybody. Okay? But there are those that understand too. Yes, this person will come and purify things. And they accept it. But there are those who do not. And they are teaching false lies and deceiving people. And giving themselves titles that don't belong to them. And you're going to realize it when this comes. Because Tata nZambi has to clean up all of the wickedness of those who are in the elect. Starting with the Malawi, the people, the Levites were given the law. They have to be purged of all of the stupidity that they've been given. The only way to do that is with the righteous law, the righteous gospel, the righteous scribe, the purification of the scrolls. Okay? And that is why when we go, sorry, you know what? I forgot to share my screen, didn't I? I'm talking the whole time. I didn't share my screen. Sorry about that. I'm just here talking. Let's go to this one. You see, this is why there was, and they have, of course, none of this this is all in the Yiddish, we know, because they're going to always claim it to be theirs, and it's not. Okay. That day, it says in here, and this is the Melchizedek we know as Maleki Sedeki, the king of Salem. He was the king of Salem. Okay. That day, and which is really Samuel, by the way, Samuel. There will, however, salvation for those who with regret take refuge under the wings of the eternal. And it's Yahweh Kongo, Tata nZambi and Pungo Soninganini, not what they keep telling you, God or Lord or whatever. Throwing away from the tools of violence. All mankind will witness with astonishment the scenes of deliverance of the children of nZolili. That's why we keep trying to tell people there's a second Exodus. He's not talking about the first one. Because, yeah, they were astonished at that too. But he's saying it's going to be at the time when all the tools of violence are gone. Crowds will approach the diaspora Yaoundé, Bayuda, saying, we will go with you because we know that Tata nZambi is on your side. The Yom Kippur, which we know that's not even what it's called. It's the day of salvation, or what they call it, renewal. That will follow the release will be the day of removal of dirt from those who accept the salvation. That day will eventually blindness of the sons of Yakuba, and they shall look upon him who they pierced and grieve bitterly. So this is Yissa'Yah. He's talking about Kusua Kongo, Yisu Klistu. And grieve bitterly for him as the one grieves for the begotten Bena. Why? Because people have been given a false Messiah version. That's why we will weep bitterly, because that's why we've been weeping bitterly. Because we say, oh man, we were deceived. That's not the one they pierced. It's another one. Okay? And the blinded sons of Yakuba are going to be like, oh, wow, we should have, why did we go with these other teachings? Oh, Old Testament only. Oh, this and that. Oh, Kemetism, all these things. For him, the feast of Sukkah, not Sukkot, harvest, that's why that's why it's called the harvest season, because it's the reaping of the wheat and the tares. Tares going to get burned in the chaff. All those who kept Yakubi blind to different teachings that aren't purified with what Hanok is going to bring. All of this will happen. The reason why this will happen is the purification of the word, the restoration of the real Tula, the scrolls, the knowing of the pure gospels, where at this time nobody can come unless you choose not to believe it with another gospel. And on that, who report out, whoever shall be called, whoever calls in the name of Yahweh Kongo or Tata nZambi shall be saved, receiving a pearl vase. Because the vase, what is he saying? The vase represents the vessel. You are the vessel. Because when you are saved, you truly, so this is why they took this, why do you think they don't show this to the Christians? Where's their vase? Where's their pure, where did they receive this? Oh, I'm saved. Where's your vase? Where's your pearl vase? You don't even know about it because they don't even tell you about it. During the days of Sukkah, Showers of Bilaka fall upon the immense valley, giving rise to the sight of all the peoples throughout the Holy Land. The Holy Land is not in Northeast Africa. No, this is going to happen in Angola, in Congo, in all of that area. A paradise filled with joy. The day that the nZambi's elect will understand the words of the book. See, this is why we don't have, we think we understand. We have no understanding until the Most High, until you receive this. Hear me, you who are seeking justice, ye that follow after Yahweh Kongo. Look to the rock from which you were dug, to the cave from where you were taken. Look unto Abana, your father, and to Sarah, the one that gave birth, was alone when he called. There are people now who are saying that Abana never existed, that this is a makeup of the scriptures. Say what? Go back to the legend of the Jews. If you don't believe me, go read that scripture and see how hard it was for Nimrod to kill this man. Go back to the book of Jasher when he had to run to Noka and nZambi. Oh, this is a fabrication. Oh. But yet, this is how we're so deceived. Everybody else is trying to get his inheritance, who is not the people. But you yourself are denying it. Oh, I'm going to get it as a child of Christ. Ha! The Christians don't even know what I'm talking about. Guaranteed. I've never heard of that. They don't even know about the book of Hanok. We've never read it. They said it was no good. They said it was crap. They said it wasn't real. Of course. Because Hanok disputes all scripture. Because he is the pure vessel of the scrolls. And that's why the angels are saying, man, he's going to come down after the 6,000, before the 6,000. We're there. This is why it's happening. We are there. Now they're trying to stop it. Ooh. Here he comes. It's coming. Blow everything up. Bloop. Destroy all the evidence. But don't tell the sheeple, they keep giving you these false narratives. Russia, China, the US, blah, blah, blah. Noise. Oh, they're doing the Ukraine. And you don't even know the Ukrainians are Gog and Magog. They are not the nZambi's people. This Most High is bringing no peace, judgment upon the wicked. You think that you have been righteous this whole time. No. We have all been deceived. That's why Shaitani deceived the whole world. We had to be cleaned up in order to hear the truth. Some of us are not cleaned up yet. That's why you believe in other stuff. You think you've been given the spiritual baptism and you have not. That's why you continue to believe in garbage of other people, of things that the Most High did not agree to, that everybody was bound to in the days of Noka. There were even descendants of nZambi who were not of the righteous lineage that are still called Bantu. I told you guys this. Not every Bantu is holy. Just because now you learned it doesn't mean you got it right because you learned it. You must ask Tata nZambi, who has the righteous of these Banabetu? Who am I supposed to interact with? Who will do these things for me? Many of us are cursing ourselves, as Yaya did the video, and others have also done the same, because we don't know what we're supposed to be doing and what we're not supposed to be doing because you don't ask the Father. Ask him, is this right? Is this wrong? Is this, what am I supposed to be doing? I told you, if you just assume, if you assume, you will get it wrong. That's why a lot of these scriptures were considered not to be canonized. And oh, you'll hear people, Gentiles especially, will say, oh, those weren't considered the scriptures. Who made that decision? The Creator? When you hear people tell you, oh, this scripture was not given to, this is not considered scripture. By whose authority? Who said that? Who? Oh, God said this is, how do you, what's God? You don't even know the complete scrolls because you don't even know Hanok. You have no complete scrolls without the Hanok connection. You can't know it because he was the righteous scribe. And that's why they disconnected the Bantu people from him in the kingdom of Congo. Because he's an ancestor of the Bantu people, the Bena Congos. He was a Bena Congo. And they have deceived you with this white man with a beard. Methuselah was not white, and neither was Hanok. You are being lied to. And the biggest deception is because you say it's black. Doesn't make it right. Blackness has nothing to do because it was black people who caused us to get in trouble in the first place. Understand this. Black people got themselves into trouble in the first place. White people had nothing to do with that. It's because black people got in trouble, it's because why now they rule. And they're not even really white people anyway. They're modified hybrids of black people. They don't refuse to accept it, but they are clean lepers, technically, that have been modified with this by the one they want to say is the same as Kusua Kongo. It's like the alchemists. Oh, yeah. If you start dabbling into Atlantis gods, you are deceived. Because that is who create, that's, man. You allow these mermaid spirits to deceive you. The mermaids were black too. That's why they're laughing about the people who are making a big noise about, oh, they made a black mermaid. Yeah, because she's black, the main one, the serpent seed in the water. She's a black mermaid. So she's laughing. You're stupid. The original deceiver was black in the water. You're not even supposed to be interacting with those spirits anyway. People don't even know that if you don't line, that's why he said, if your works don't exceed those of the Pharisees and the scribes, you will no way see the kingdom. This is why our salvation must line up with the righteous scribe and the one who came to teach him to us the ways of the Father. Hey, you can't, He knew if you can't line up with Hanok and Morsi in the righteous path of Tata nZambi and do the things in the way of the Most High, you're not going to see the kingdom. No way. He said, I know Hanok. He used Hanok's teachings in his walk. He knew all the righteous ways of the righteous elders in the past, the righteous Nabis. He passed them down to others who have passed it down that you didn't realize had it until what happened? The Most High started to wake us up to say, you don't know how deceived you are in this world. The world doesn't see how blind it is. And now they will see how blind they are. Because the righteous scribe is coming. Because the man of sin is revealed himself. And you will see who I'm talking about very soon. The avenger, Eliah, is coming. The Spirit is among us already. That's why the kingdom is already here. Within you and without you. When you have returned to Tata nZambi and Pungu Talendo, Kongo Yahweh, Sonini Nanini, and you are focused on his way, once you can have the revelation of it, you will walk in righteousness. And it's not just about you, it's about me too. I have to do the same. We all have to do the same. And in Gipity, it's very hard because it's designed for you to walk in wickedness. And you have to cleanse yourself daily of it. Because it attaches itself to you as you walk out the door, as you interact with people who don't know who they are in the eyes of the Father. That's why you can't really talk shop. You know, they always say talk shop, talk to beliefs with them. If they don't know Hanok, forget about it. If they don't have a connection with Hanok, forget about it. If they don't know the righteous scribes and the righteous people of the Pemba Kalunga, forget about it. If they want to know, now you understand that you need to help them come back to the Most High. But this won't happen unless you yourself are also grounded in the truth as well. They can't see Tata nZambi in you, the nZambi, if we're not cleaned up, if we're not assisting those with the understanding of knowledge, if we aren't showing people who the Most High really is. Okay. You will stay confused. Okay. I want to say Matondo Tata nZambi Pungutlina for allowing me to bring this message. You know, Yissa'Yah Kongo Kutwala, Mbote, Salbona, Dumalang, to all those that are trying to do their best to feed the spirit and not the flesh, I salute you. Will there be good days and bad days? Yes, we know. There's going to be good days and then there's going to be bad days. But a lot of us are also, it's because of the fact how we're yoked in our spirit, people. who also must understand that yoking yourself in the spirit also means you must be of the same spirit, and you must be one flesh, and you must know that you both are in the Most High. You see, you must understand if you are connected to Tata nZambi, you are their salvation through Kusua Kongo. That's what he meant. You must understand this. And if you're not doing that, you're going to be a problem for them. Okay. Sambololo, Zola Quingi, Inawezi Yaba Kutwala. Ingita.